All right, so I'm done. Today is March 4th, 2021. And yeah, I made some mistakes today that I'm not very happy with. Yeah, that just kind of really messed up how I was trading. These are things that I need to work on, and these are things that I need to yeah, I just need to focus. It's so the main sentiment today is one, be patient, two, don't trade on FOMO, three, stick to a plan, and four, really take your time before you get into a trade. Don't be taking trades when you don't have a setup. Anyway, so my final PNL today is 555. I was initially up 969, but that wasn't actually, I was aiming for something a bit more. My first trade, I hate looking at the market when it's doing what you wanted it to do. But anyway, so my first trade was on Apple. And yeah. So two things I'm going to say I've learned here is one was probably FOMO. I jumped in, I think maybe because of FOMO, but it doesn't matter how I jumped in. It was the fact that I jumped out in a very stupid way when I hadn't hit my target. Anyway, so the first trade, which was on Apple, which was, you would say that was a good trade, right? I essentially what had happened was I took Apple at 932. I got 50 contracts of Apple and then got 50 more. So I had 100 contracts in, right? I know that's a lot of contracts, but I was quite confident in the trade. I was ready. I could manage the risk. I was fine. The trade was working fine. And then it started to stall a bit. So I thought, okay, do you know what? Maybe it's worth protecting yourself, because I don't know how much I was up by, but it was a good amount. And I thought, okay, let's protect ourselves. So what I did was I put a sell limit of 50 contracts. And then as I did that, I don't know what I did next. I now hit sell. And because I already had 50 in here, the idea was, okay, put the sell limit and then hit sell. What I should have done was just hit sell first and then now put the sell limit. But because I put the sell limit already, so imagine what had happened was, let's say my sell limit's here and the price is over here. The idea was, okay, this is my sort of prelim, not so much target. I'm just going to put it in and I'll come and adjust it later. So I put that in, then I hit sell, and then of course, price now ripped up and took me out on the next one. So I was out, and I was like, oh no, that was not what I wanted to do. So I got out around here when I really wanted to get out here. This was my target. Yeah, and of course, on 100 contracts from here to here would have been a really good, really good, what's it called? It would have been an amazing day. 100 contracts is 5,000 shares. Yeah, that would have been at least 2 or 3 grand. But I got out too early, so that upset me. And because of that, I now let my emotions affect me on the other trades. Now, if I can talk about what happened with that trade relative to the others. So basically, the reason why I was thinking of getting out here was because when I looked at Tesla at the same time, and Tesla at this point was at supply. It was already at its supply area. So I thought, it's stalling here, but Apple may drop at the same time. And that's the thing, you should never let one trade affect your decision on the other trade. But I did. And so that's why I started, fumbling. And I thought what I should have done was just probably put a stop below it and then just let the rest go. That was the first mistake. But anyway, So when it hit this point and it started to sell, and this is the thing, sometimes I never really believe in my zones, which is weird, right? Because the idea is, I think because I had a bit of a bias, and I know now you should never ever ever have a bias when you're trading. You should just take the trade and trade. Don't have a bias. If this is your region for return, market, get in and put your risk and take the trade. That's the lesson today. If this was where I was going to play puts, then play puts. But don't be saying, is it going to go up? Is it going to, just if that's what you plan to do, take the trade. Don't think about it, because it's not about your performance. It's about what's the word? It's not about performance, but it's about probability. So today, doing that really, really was upsetting. And as a result, one kind of messed it up. But anyway, so that was that. So that's what happened with Apple. Next thing I did was I now went on to Snap. And this was FOMO, total FOMO. I hadn't plotted these out yet. I only plotted this at the top, but I had plotted this at the bottom. And I saw that and I thought, okay, it's having troubles getting past this level. It's probably going to reverse. And of course it did. So I saw it reverse. And I thought, okay, well, now we're at low of day. Let me get in, play some puts, and see if it would go down. And that was another problem. I was anticipating how it would do it. And because it wasn't doing it the way I wanted it to do it, I then now got out just a bit around break even. And as you can see, if I was a bit more patient, it would have been a good trade. Anyway, so I lost about 30 something on that. And then I went on to Tesla because I was already getting impatient. And that's the other thing. All I need to do is just relax. And then the market was reversing at this point. Where is it now? Yeah, the market was reversing at this point over here. This was initially a green candle. No, that's not there. Here, actually. Okay, this is on the 5 minute. So this green candle over here. The market was kind of being choppy. So, and I looked at Apple, and Apple was going, and this is another thing. It's difficult. You can't be looking at other tickers. And the sentiment was, drop, base, drop. You need to have a double bottom, and I didn't have a double bottom. So I jumped in with calls, which was a bad idea. Looking at it now, I think it wasn't a good idea, and I should have gone on to the higher time frame just to get a good sense of what was going on, because now I see it and I'm like, oh, that was not a good idea, because this was really just a 3-bar play that I got myself caught in. Like now, if I was going to get into this, I would expect to see a bit more, maybe a double bottom or something before I would go in. But yeah, this was a bad idea, and I just jumped in again out of FOMO. 3 contracts and lost $300 and something, $384. Not good. I mean, I'm glad I managed the risk on this, because 384 is fine, but I don't like that. After I said to myself, okay, we're done, 969 is good, just walk away. I let it get to me, and I paid for it. All right, so that's my trading day. I'm gonna, go off and do something else. This was what it was. Again, I'm a bit annoyed, but I can't let this get to me. It is hard to. It's not. See, this is the thing. I'm trading in the opposite direction to the market, and that's where the problem is. But it's out of FOMO, not out of a plan. The plan is see what happens when it gets to these regions and take the trade from there. Instead, what I have done is I am jumping in out of FOMO, which I should not be doing. If I go back to Apple, the plan was get in and look at where it reversed exactly there to the T, even if I was trading with a 1 minute chart. This is distracting, but And what I mean distracting is like the 1 minute chart makes it difficult to really sort of see. Like on the 2 minute, you can see it more clearly. But the target was here. All I needed to do was just protect myself, take out the stuff, which I did, and then I'll put the stop, the trail stop, and then just leave it. But instead, I got carried away. And then look at what's happened here. This. All right, so guys, hope you have a good week or weekend. I'm not going to be trading tomorrow because I'm going to be flying out to Houston. So we'll catch up on Monday.